So I asked God what he's doing in the nations and the governments this month, and he gave me 3 R's, kind of. 3 R's. The first one is spiritual revival. The second one is economic renewal. And the third one is a recommitment to his ways to help the poor, homeless, orphans, and immigrants. So my sons and my daughters, know that I am doing a new work of revival in the countries that there has not been a revival. There has been kind of like an underground movement. But at this time, I am lifting the lid off for revival, even in India, China, Japan, Poland, and places in Africa like the Ivory Coast. Know that I have heard the cries of my people, and I am coming to support them, and I am coming to align the government even with my heart and my plan for those nations. Know that I am even going to send missionaries who are going to go to these countries and encourage the believers there, because many of them have been trapped in tradition, and many of them have been kept by territorial spirits. Know that I am bringing a removal of these strongholds that have plagued my believers there. And there's going to be witchcraft and curses that are being broken off of these nations. And there's going to be a new light coming. And this the spiritual revival is going to translate into an economic revival as well. So know, my children, that it may seem far-fetched, it may see something new, but you will see my hand move and do it in a new way in these countries. And economic renewal. My sons and my daughters, know that there are old economic structures that are going to be dismantled in this season. Even in places in Europe where these structures seem to be entrenched and they seem to be a part of the culture and the fabric, know that I am uprooting them, even from countries like Poland, and even in countries like Egypt and Lebanon and even Tahiti, which is not on anyone's radar, but it is on my radar. Know that I am coming to do a new thing in these nations, and you are going to see new leaders rise up. You are going to see new resources come forth economically to prosper these nations. Know that I am going to expose corruption at the highest level. There are even people in government who have been making secret deals, who have been taking bribes. Know that I am removing those officials out of the government, and I am raising up godly leaders. The people have been crying out for godly leaders, and I am raising them up, even though they have been hidden, but now they are going to be revealed at this time. And recommitment to God's ways to help poor, homeless, orphans, and immigrants. Know that I have a father's heart for my children, and it is never my desire to see the people oppressed, and I have a special heart at this time for the homeless, for the poor, for orphans, and even the widows. Even in some of these countries where there are a lot of immigrants and they have not taken a kind eye to these immigrants, know that I am bringing social reform and justice, and I am going to bring a change to the structures of the welfare and even the labor laws, so that even things will change, even like adoption in the countries of Australia, Egypt, Morocco, Jordan, and Denmark, where it has not been easy for foreigners to come even to adopt children. Know that I'm doing a restructuring from the inside out, and I'm going to make it easier so those children who have been in orphanages, and for the poor and homeless, where they've been ignored and kind of swept under the rug, know that I have had my hand on them, and I'm going to bring about a change in those nations to bring freedom to the captives. All right, will you please stand with me while we make some declarations? We declare that revival is coming, to the nations. And we declare that generational curses, and spiritual blindness, and witchcraft is being broken off. We declare that missionaries will be sent to the nations to encourage and equip the believers to do God's work. In Jesus' name. And now about renewal. We declare that old corrupt economic structures are being unraveled now. We declare that God is bringing new strategies to the government to be able to bring economic reform. We declare that new leaders with integrity are being put in place so that all people can prosper in Jesus' name. Now about recommitment. We declare that the nations are aligning with the Father's heart for those that had no voice. We declare that social reform will take place and laws will be changed to benefit the poor, the homeless, the orphans, and the immigrants. In Jesus' name.